Take a Trip to China by Alan Wood. This book gives facts and information about China, a very large country in Asia. As we read, we're going to be looking for our vocabulary words. Take a Trip to China by Alan Wood. Where in the world is China? China is one of the biggest countries in the world. It has hills and valleys in the east. Dry deserts are found in the north. Tall mountains stand in the west. Look up above. Our red words at the top are our section heading. This can give us clues and information about our text. Our heading here says, "Where in the world is China?" So from this heading, I know that this section of the book will tell me where China is located. What have we learned so far? We learned that it has hills and valleys in the east, dry deserts in the north, tall mountains stand in the west. Let's take a look at the next page together. You may be startled to learn how many people live in China. Almost 1.5 billion people live there. That's more than 4 times the number of people who live in the United States. Look at the map. This graphic feature can help us understand more about our heading. Where in the world is China? If I look, I see North America. That's where we live. If we go across the ocean, across Europe and Asia, we get to China. They marked it out in green for us. Our first sentence on this page says you may be startled to learn how many people live in China. The author thinks readers may be surprised or shocked because China has so many people. More than 1 billion people live there. Look at this little area. Look at what this area looks like in comparison to our country. To me, this looks smaller than this. So yes, it startles me that 1.5 billion people, or 4 times the number of people who live in North America, live in China. Wow! Look at our heading on page 4, Life in the Country. What information do you think you will read in this section? Let's find out. Most people live in the country. They make their homes in small towns or villages. There they catch fish or grow crops for a living. Fishermen sail along China's Yangtze River. They toss large nets into the water and hope to catch many fish. Farmers grow rice, cotton, pears, and sweet potatoes. They also raise chickens, pigs, cows, and sheep. The animals are contained in pens so they don't wander away. Let's look back at our heading on page 4, Life in the Country. We learned here that most Chinese people live in small towns or villages. Where would you find a village? In the country or in the city? Life in the cities. Other people live in cities. Shanghai is the biggest city in China. It is odd to think that it used to be a village because today millions of people live there. In cities, some people work in factories. They make toys, shoes, radios, and more. Many of the things they make are sent all over the world. Maybe some of your things were made in China. Can you find a fact on one of these pages that you learned about life in the cities? How about an opinion? The opinion that we can locate on these two pages is that it is odd to think that it used to be a village because today millions of people live there. This word odd clues me into the fact that this is an opinion. Visiting China. Many people travel to China each year. They are grateful for the chance to visit China's special places. Many people visit the Great Wall because it was built thousands of years ago. Visitors often travel to Beijing, which is the capital of China. It is famous for its dancers and acrobats. They are fun to watch because they lean and bend. Wow, friends, this is the Great Wall of China. It stretches so far as the eye can see. You can look up in history books or on the internet more about the Great Wall of China and learn why it was built and what it was used for. China. Here is a map of China. Can you find all the places named in this book? Search for them on the map. Look at the map on page 10. Can you find the word China on the map? Now, can you search for the Yellow River? Did you find it? Search for the Great Wall. What symbol do they use to show the Great Wall on the map? Can you find the capital of China? How did you know it was the capital? Great job listening and discussing our vocabulary reader today. Now, in your reader response journal or on a piece of paper, can you copy this web? In the middle, you're going to write places where people live. The word village describes a place where people live. It's one of our vocabulary words, and we wrote it here. We also wrote the word town. Can you fill in two other places where people live? Now, think of another country you've read about. Do the people there live in villages or in other kinds of places? Write a few sentences that tell where they live. Use words from your word builder here.